The Cuff, Real Crime Stories. I'm your host, Bill Cannon. Good to see you so far. No one in the chat. 9 seconds. You guys aren't quick enough today. I got to get you a little quicker off the draw here. But I'm sure people are going to be showing up any minute now. I'm lifting up my seat a little bit. I feel like I could now. My head's almost touching the ceiling in the car. I think I gotta go down a little bit. There we go. I think that's better. So where is everyone? It's 12 noon. It's a Tuesday. A lot of things going on. There's two people in the chat. One thumb up. Come on, guys. Where you coming from overseas? The people across the pond. You got to join me here. 3 in the chat. 1 thumbs up. I don't see your names yet. Identify yourself, guys. Let's see who you are. 48 seconds in. 3 and 1. So what's going on? Semi-cloudy day. Not as beautiful as yesterday. Yesterday was just gorgeous. I'm here again along the Hudson River. And at some point, I'll take a walk outside the car and I'll show you guys the beauty that I'm looking at. But as for now, I'm going to talk a little bit about some stories, about some of the things going on. The story we covered last night, I think, is very, very interesting. And before I get into that, we're going to touch upon a little bit about Gonzalo Lopez. So if last Thursday was 1 week, you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're going into it's the 11th or 12th day of him missing, not missing, escaping, and it doesn't seem like the Texas authorities have a lot going on with the desperado Gonzalo Lopez, and you know everyone's swearing that he fled to Mexico, he's with the Mexican mafia. He's already working for them. But you know something, this is a dangerous guy, which they keep underlining that to us in the story. Gonzalo Lopez is doing 2 life sentences. I don't know how you do 2 life sentences. You die and they bring you back into your cell. I don't know how that happens, but you understand. He's doing 2 life sentences. So he's a dangerous guy. And the thing they always talk about is Gonzalo Lopez murdered someone with a pickaxe. You can't get more heinous and more violent and more ridiculous than killing someone with a pickaxe, but that's what Gonzalo Lopez did. So so we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 2 is 5 days, and 7, that's 12. Yeah, he's 12 days at large. And we were speaking about how it did not seem that the Texas authorities had a good handle on where he was, where he might be. They were still searching that 5-mile area that they sort of hung their hats on, that I think now they would probably admit that no, he's not in that 5-mile area. And we always felt, based on a lot of the things that occurred, and I don't want to get redundant for folks that have heard this, is that he's, they don't know where he is. You know, he's not out there. How come I'm not seeing your names on the screen today? You guys all hearing me well? I'm not seeing any names coming up on the screen. Is this a malfunction I'm having today? But I'm seeing 14 people in the chat. But I can't shout out to you because I'm not seeing names in the chat right now. That's a little crazy. So folks, is everyone hearing me well? I don't know how you could let me know that, but there we go. Antonio, afternoon, Sergeant, hearing you just fine. You're the first person, Antonio, that I've seen on the screen. Thumbs up. Thank you, Antonio. So now hopefully I'll get some people popping up on the screen. I'll be able to identify you. David Urig, hi, how are you? Jonas Appelfeld, sound on, great. Gwen in Texas, I hear you. I'm seeing names. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell. You know, ring my bell, ring my bell. That's right, ring it on our YouTube and get crazy with Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories. So yeah, the Gonzalo Lopez story, I'm sure in Texas it's still a big thing. Although I think they told the people in the one area that he escaped from, that I think they could, Centerville, Texas, that they could chill out, they could go back to their homes, but just be diligent. Keep your AR-15s close and your enemies closer. Rachella Pranzo, good morning, Bill. I did not get a notification on this, but here I am. Good to see you, Rachella. Lieutenant Pete should be here any minute, too, because I know you guys don't do anything except if it's together. Except although I did see Lieutenant Pete at the plaque ceremony for the 3-2 precinct. It was great to see him there. We took a great picture together, as I'm sure that you saw, Richella. London Girl, hi Bill, hi everyone. London Girl, wow, from across the pond. They're showing up from across the pond. How wonderful. Julie and Jackson, hello, how are you, Julie? Good to see you. So I'm looking out onto the Hudson River right now. It's a little overcast, but it's still nice. It's a cooler day than it has been, you know. So tonight, I believe myself and Phil Grimaldi, and we're going to have a guest from the federal marshals. And I'm not sure what time we're going on yet. Julianne Jackson, thank you. Oh, I could see you're a member. Thank you for becoming a member of Police Off the Cuff, our YouTube family. Tonight, I'm not sure, we're either going to go on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Depending, I know Duty Ron's going on at 8. I don't want to go on the same time as him because we have a lot of the same subscribers, fans, whatever you want to call it. And Duty Ron, if I go on the same time as him, I will get crushed. And no one will watch my show and everyone will watch Duty Ron's show. So that's why I try to not go on the same exact time as him. Makes sense, right, guys? Makes sense. 30 people in the chat, 11 thumbs up. Guys, let's get those thumbs up. Thumbs up for Police Off the Cuff, real crime story. So tonight we're going to cover the Gonzalo Lopez. There you are, Lieutenant Pete. Good to see you. Maury ML, hello from S. Great to see you, Maury. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. 36 in the chat, 13 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up, guys. The case that we covered last night, message retracted. I don't know if you've been paying attention of that. It's from Austin, Texas, and it's sort of a horrible story because this 25-year-old woman, beautiful, beautiful woman, Richella, great to see you. Good afternoon, Dan One. Great to see all you guys in the chat. This yoga teacher, her name is Caitlin Marie Armstrong. She's 34 years old, and she is the girlfriend of a man named Colin Strickland, who's 35. He's a professional bicyclist, and he had a short affair starting in October. That was here and there. And Anna Mariah Wilson, and who was an up-and-coming, thank you, Marie ML, I love your show, love New York, thank you so much. Sao Paulo, Brazil, wow. KH Walker, hi friends, 9 a.m. in Vancouver. That's cool, Vancouver is a beautiful city. So anyway, at some point, I believe it was on May 11th, allegedly, Caitlin Marie Armstrong, the girlfriend, the live-in girlfriend of Colin Strickland, goes to the home, or the home that Anna Marie Wilson, who's the professional bicyclist, the home that she's staying at in Austin, Texas. And in that home, she allegedly shoots her numerous times with a 9mm and kills her. Kills this beautiful girl, ends her life, you know, just ends her life. Hello, Pauline Buckles, good to see you. So on the scene, of course, is spent 9mm shells, and the police, I think, were able to... Milwaukee Civilian, I just came on at 12 noon, so I've been on a little more than 9 minutes. I'm sorry you guys aren't getting notifications. It wasn't a planned... I didn't plan I'm going to go on at such and such a time. I'm on my phone, I'm in my car, I just hit it, and when you guys see me on, just join me here, which you've been doing. 40 folks in the chat, 24 thumbs up. Let's wake these people up across the world. We're talking about the love triangle in Texas, in Austin, Texas, which cost a beautiful 25-year-old girl her life. So allegedly, Caitlin Marie Armstrong goes to the house that Anna Mariah Wilson, the professional bicyclist, is staying at and shoots her and kills her. Some of the evidence they have is that Caitlin Marie Armstrong's vehicle is caught on a Ring camera driving by the home where Anna Moriah Wilson is staying at about the time she was killed. Now, in addition, you know, guys, cell phone technology comes into play all the time in these homicide cases. So you know that the police are going to be all over this. They brought Caitlin Marie Armstrong in, and apparently the time when they brought her in, they did not have enough at that time to make an arrest. And they brought her in under the guise of a misdemeanor warrant, which they later found out had either expired or was not in effect. So they told her at that point, we have no reason to hold you here. You're free to go. She said, then I'm leaving, and she leaves. And folks I've seen in the chat have questioned, why did they let her go? And the reason they let her go, because legally they had no grounds to keep her there. Apparently at that point they did not have the evidence they needed, which equals, and you guys watch this show and you watch other crime story shows, probable cause is the level of suspicion you need to make an arrest. And at that point, they did not have what they felt was probable cause. K.H. Walker, hello from Vancouver, Canada. Great to see you. 48 in the chat, 28 thumbs up. You know, guys, yesterday, I think we wound up, I think I may have hit 200 that were in the chat, and we had like 204, 205 thumbs up, which is great. And last night you talked about having OJ in the box. Can you say more about how maybe not the police missed an opportunity in Austin? Look, I'm not going to say the police missed an opportunity in Austin, because if you don't have the legal parameters to have someone there, everything you do after that can go to a court and they can throw the whole case out. So the police in Austin were being extra careful, like they should be. And as soon as they realized that warrant, which was the whole basis for bringing Caitlin Marie Armstrong in, as soon as they found out the warrant was not legally binding, they told her right away, listen, we brought you in on this warrant, and the warrant is no longer in effect, so you're free to leave. And at that point, she said, then I'm leaving. And they said, well, we can't stop you. Because at that point, they did not have what we all know the necessary element to make an arrest is probable cause. And she, as a potential suspect, a potential defendant, knows her rights, and she left. She said, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. So she left. So I'm not going to say the police erred in Austin. I think they did the proper thing. Look, there'll be another day. They'll be able to get her. They're going to get her, or she's going to surrender. And I spoke last night when I was talking about this case that, look, she's no mastermind criminal. This was when we talk about a crime of passion, she killed her because she was her romantic rival, which is a pretty stupid reason to kill somebody, I think. Because now she's destroyed two lives. She's destroyed Anna Moriah Wilson's life, and she destroyed her own life because she's going to prison. I'm looking at it, I'm saying if she did this. We don't know 100% right now. The evidence is pointing towards her. She has not been arrested yet. I offered up several scenarios last night about what I think could potentially happen. Number one, Antonio, a retired member of the service. Glad to have you aboard. Glad you're listening here. 66 people in the chat, 35 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up. Sharon creates and messed with her boyfriend life. Yeah. So exactly. So 3 lives she affected. She killed Anna Moriah Wilson. She now is potentially facing life in prison, and she destroyed the life of her boyfriend. Some of you guys out there may say, well, her boyfriend contributed to this by having an affair behind her back. And he contributed to this. Yeah, but do you think he expected his girlfriend to shoot and kill the woman with whom he was having an affair with. I mean, I don't think he expected that at all. America True Crime, yep. I don't know what you mean by that, America True Crime. You know, I'm reading from a document here, and a tipster told police that when Armstrong, who's the shooter, alleged shooter, learned in January about Strickland, her boyfriend, his relationship with Wilson, she became furious and was shaking in anger and wanted to kill Wilson. Strickland told authorities he changed Wilson's name in his phone and deleted text messages to prevent Armstrong from finding them. Texts from the night of the slaying showed that Strickland lied to Armstrong about where he had been to hide he was with Wilson throughout the evening. Here's one thing that is really strange about this case. Strickland bought 2 handguns around the same time. One for himself and another one for Armstrong, officials said. Police say they found Armstrong's 9mm handgun at the home where she lives with Strickland. Investigators compared shell casings from the pistol to those found at the home where Wilson was gunned down and said the likelihood that the same weapon was used is significant. Well, guys, I explained this last night. In a 9mm, that's a semi-automatic, there's a tool inside the firearm called an extractor. The extractor grabs the spent shell and it ejects it out the ejection port. And the force used to eject it leaves tool marks on the side of the casing or the spent shell, whichever you want to refer to it. Casing is the proper term. And those extractor marks can be positively, almost, with great certainty that it came from the specific firearm. They can match it to a very specific firearm. So when they say with pretty good certainty, it's almost with almost positive certainty that casing came from a specific firearm. And they found that firearm inside the home of Strickland. Also, Antonio, you're right. The firing pin is another identifier. Exactly, thank you, Antonio. That positively identifies the casing to the firearm where the casing was ejected from. So very good. See, I got some well-versed people in the chat. So thank God I know my stuff, because I'd be getting quizzed. You guys could catch me if I didn't know this stuff. You guys could catch me and say, well, what about this and what about that? I'm not as scientifically astute as duty runs expert Ed Wallace, who was a crime scene guy. But I ran homicide investigations and I taught criminal justice for 10.5 years at a college. So I pretty much know this stuff pretty well. So that's where we're at with this case with Caitlin Marie Armstrong. Where is she now? She's on the run. And all of you super sleuths in the chat are always saying, she fled to Mexico, as if there's no extradition treaty with Mexico. In 1978, the United States went on an agreement with Mexico that they had an extradition treaty whereby anyone that committed a crime in this country and fled to Mexico would be extradited back to the United States. And since that time, over 2,000 felons have been extradited. So did she flee to Mexico? I don't know, but you guys always say that the perpetrator fled to Mexico. Pauline Buckles, she's a woman alone, though. Mexico would be a rough country for her, absolutely. It was in 1978, over 2,000. Oh, so Antonio, you know your stuff. So more than 2,000 people have been extradited from Mexico since 1978. Just in the year 1978 alone, 2,000 felons had been extradited. Hey, that makes sense. I probably misread it then. Milwaukee civilian, if she fled legally to Mexico before an arrest warrant was issued, would local law enforcement have access to, look, the federal marshals, they can go anywhere to apprehend. They don't, if they get permission to go into Mexico to apprehend a felon, They get permission. They work with the local police, and they apprehend the person. They have to take the person back to a local magistrate, and I don't know how that works in a foreign country. Um, and they, if it's in, if for example, someone commits a crime in New York and they flee to Florida and they're caught in Florida. When the police apprehend the person in Florida, they have to bring that person to a local magistrate, a judge, and determine whether or not that person can be extradited back to New York. If the defendant waives extradition, then it can happen pretty much right away. If the person fights extradition, it could take up to a month, even longer than that, that they get a hearing and all kinds of court proceedings. So with a foreign country, I don't know the law. Antonio seems to know the law. You need a provisional arrest warrant. See, in New York, everything's different. In New York, once we draw up an arrest warrant, the defendant has absolute right to counsel. So in New York, when we go to search for a perpetrator, we try not to have an arrest warrant, because if we get an arrest warrant, we cannot interview the perpetrator. So we try to go with that, and that's caused problems in other states. Other states will, when the police go to help us, they say, "Where's your arrest warrant?" Because they figure that protects them. That protects them in the fact that we have an arrest warrant, we have probable cause, but when we tell them we don't have an arrest warrant, other police jurisdictions are like, whoa, 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 and how can we go after this guy with no arrest warrant? And it's caused some problems in the past. It's probably a bad law in New York, but in the detectives, New York City detectives always want to interview the perpetrator. Robert Clark, hey, how are you? Good to see you. So it causes a little bit of a legal quagmire when we go into another state and we don't have an arrest warrant, because the police feel that that arrest warrant protects them in case something bad happens in the attempted apprehension of this perpetrator. So, we've been in other states. I remember we went to Connecticut one time to apprehend this guy wanted for a double murder. And same thing, the Connecticut State Police said, "Where's your arrest warrant?" And we said, "We don't have one." And we explained the law to them, why we didn't. And they were good with it, and we apprehended the guy. We brought him back to the Connecticut State Police facility. And he actually, after 6 or 8 hours, he waived Miranda, and he gave us like an 8 or 10-page statement admitting in great detail to the double murder that he had committed with a guy named Dog. That was his name, Dog, but his real name was Rafael Rios. This case that I'm telling you about was, the victims were Carmen Quinones and Ruben Frederick. And this case was featured on Investigation Discovery on a show called The Perfect Murder. And I was sort of an advisor on that show because I had worked that case right from the beginning. And so we made initially 2 arrests of the 2 killers on that case. And I'm not going to talk about the whole case. It's very, very involved. Someone hired these guys to kill Carmen Quinones, and because Carmen Quinones owned a brownstone with her ex-husband, who lived on the 3rd floor of this brownstone, and his new wife, a woman, her name was Maria de Jesus. She hired these guys from the Bronx to kill Carmen because she wanted ownership of the brownstone with her husband, who was Carmen's ex-husband. So it was crazy, crazy case. And it turned out at the end of that case, more than 5 people were arrested, and Dog got 25 to life, but he cooperated and he testified at like 3 different trials. And Mundo was the name of the real vicious perp. They were all vicious, but Raymond Mundo was the name of the real vicious perp. And they stabbed Carmen Quinones and her boyfriend, Ruben Frederick, to death. It was a horrible crime. And those kind of cases, you feel so fulfilled when you arrest these guys and you put them in prison. Oh, and the woman who hired Dog, aka Rafael Rios, and Raymond Mundo to kill Carmen, she got life without parole, and she thought she was going to skate. She thought she was going to walk away from it. So her name was Maria de Jesus, and she was this little short, little gargoyle-looking woman. And I remember when we went to arrest her 4 years after the crime. We knocked on her door because they didn't have enough to arrest her. When you talk about the police department calling the DA every week, when are you arresting her? When are you arresting her? He explained calmly each time, I have enough to arrest her, but I don't have enough to convict her. Once I get enough evidence to convict her, you'll be the first to know. So at some point we got the call, and ADA Peter Casolaro, who's still, I think, a Manhattan DA, great prosecutor, he called us up and he said, she's ready to go. You guys can go get her. And you got to realize she invoked counsel 4 years earlier. So that still stood. We couldn't question her. So we knocked on her door, and she opened the door, and a detective that was with me, Antonio Rivera, said something in Spanish. He said to her, I don't know exactly how it goes in Spanish, but he said, it's all over now, you little bitch, and you're going to prison. And I just saw her face turn to stone, and this evil, evil little woman that hired these two guys to murder Carmen Quinones, I saw it in her face. And we had the great pleasure of bringing her down and locking her up. And then when it went to trial, she took it to trial. She got life without parole. Is that amazing? Just life without parole. Pretty good, right? So guys, I've been talking to you guys in the car now for almost a half hour, 27 minutes. I'm going to take a walk outside. It's beautiful. I'm along the Hudson River. And let me turn the car off here. And I'm going to show you where I am. And you guys know where I am. You've been here a million times. But I'm going to walk outside. And I always put my finger over the damn camera. Uh-oh, we got a lawnmower cranking. Oh no, that's not a lawnmower, that's a blower. So I'm going to walk outside here. I'm going to turn around, guys. You can see the Hudson River. Again, beautiful. I may not be able to see the chat as well as I walk out, but I'm going to walk a little bit. We'll walk along the river. Let me get away from these blowers if I can. They're all over the place, you know. Wow, this weekend is the holiday weekend. Can we believe that? I mean, unbelievable, right? Here we are along the Hudson River. This is a town called Croton, New York, and this is where I walk. And it's just a beautiful place. And it's funny when you're walking along the river with your camera, people look at you like, oh my God, what are you doing here? I don't want to be on your show. They don't even know I have a show, but they see you and they're like, oh no, what is he recording? You know, am I going to be on Saturday Night Live? No, you're going to be on Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. Funny, right? Funny. I can actually see the chat because it's Mark Seeley. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. 88 in the chat, 57 thumbs up. Let's hit the chat for 100 at least. We almost had 200 yesterday. That's incredible. Maybe I started too early today. 12 noon. What, are you guys still in bed? You're still waking up from the night before? But walking along the river here, it's not as nice today weather-wise, but walking along the river is just beautiful. As you guys can see, that's behind me, the river, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, wow. What do I got? 87 in the chat. Looks peaceful. Jeff, yeah, it is peaceful. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Let me just turn around a little bit and walk. There's a sailing school back a little further south of here where if you want to learn how to sail, you can go to the Croton Sailing School. A few years ago, I actually was going to do that, and then whatever happened, I didn't do it. So if I ever wind up out at sea, I won't know how to operate the damn sailboat, you know? So, Mark Seeley, looks nice from there, Bill. Hello again from Texas. Good to see you guys. Look at all the people in the chat. Look at that. But guys, we're stuck at 88. You got to get 12 of your friends. Get them on the air here. I'll keep walking. Maybe I'll turn around and then when I look back at the chat, we'll have 100. I don't know. So I take you guys for these walks. So this is where I'm going to probably walk. You know, guys, I told you I'm having hip surgery on June 6th. I'm having my right hip is getting replaced. I had my left hip replaced 3 years ago. So I'll be the bionic man. Two fake hips. But right now, I mean, I almost waited too long because I'm real like limping. When I walk, I'm limping along. But this is where I'm going to walk because after the surgery, the surgeon I have he likes you just to walk as a rehab. He's not big in physical therapy. He says, yeah, your physical therapy is just to walk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk along here. Walk along the river like that Allman Brothers tune. Walk along the river, sweet lullaby. It just keeps on flowing. They don't worry about where it's going. No, no. So this is where I'm going to walk right along this path here, guys. Look, there's a little bench there. I could sit on that bench and look out at the river. I love this tree here. This tree here is gigantic, man. I'd like to transport this to the front of my yard. Probably only cost about $50,000 to do that. Plus, how would I take that tree in the middle of the night, right? I don't know if you could do that. There's people running along the river. Hi. People are friendly. People are friendly when they walk and run along the river, right? Oh, guys, I think we're over 100. Is that right? I don't know. I can't tell. It's hard to see right now. But I think I'm going to go sit on that bench over there. And I'll look at the river. How you doing? Folks are friendly. You know, so let me look out the river here. Oh, you never heard of the Chris Christopherson song, Sunday Morning Coming Down? Wow, that's a famous song. That's probably one of the greatest songs he's ever written. You know, he also wrote, of course, which is the most famous song he ever wrote was Me and Bobby McGee. Yeah, Chris Christopherson wrote that. That's an amazing song. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for the train, feeling nearly faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before it rained. Drove us all the way to New Orleans. I put my old harpoon on my dirty red bandana. I was blowing sad while Bobby sang the blues. With those windshield wipers clapping time and Bobby shaking hands, we finally sang every song that tribe knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. It ain't nothing but it's free. That was made more famous by you, and all you guys know out there, Janis Joplin, right? That was made. That was a huge. But Chris Christopherson is the person that wrote that song. Yeah, someone just put that Jeff in there. Janis Joplin she took that song and made it hers, right? That's for sure. So, but all right, guys, I think I'm going to walk back to the car. I don't want to stay on too long today. We're going to be doing a show tonight. I'm not sure exactly what time. It's going to either be at 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. I got to get back from my co-host, Phil Grimaldi, and see what he says. So let me show you guys the river as we're walking along. Beautiful. I'm going to walk back to the car. It's fun doing a show every day from the river, you know? Take a walk along the river. When you hear great songs like that, Sunday Morning Coming Down, that song is just like when a song tells a story like that, and you're like enamored with the story besides the music, it's just an incredible thing. I think, you know. Banjo Zep 7, Janis Joplin from the 60s. Yeah, so, I mean, Chris Christopherson has to be mid 80s, late 80s. You know, Willie Nelson is 90. Did you guys know that? Willie Nelson is 90 years old. Amazing. I don't know if he's really still performing, but 90 years old. I guess smoking weed all those years is what kept him young. But he's 90 years old. Just incredible. Kerry Hawk, yeah, well, I think the music of the 60s and 70s was some of the best ever, I think, you know. Hi. Yeah, I don't think it's as good now. But, you know, different taste. Music is taste, right? Sometimes, you know, look, I never thought I would ever think that Frank Sinatra was good. When I was a kid, I'd be like, Frank Sinatra? And then now I listen to Frank Sinatra and I go, wow, that guy was really a musician. Look how he sings these songs. I remember the Michelob commercial years ago, and I had never heard that song. And the song is The Way You Look Tonight. And Sinatra was singing it, and I was like, wow, what a great song. You know, it goes, someday when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely, with a smile so warm and your cheek so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. Now, what a great song, right? I don't even know who wrote that, but it's just a great, great song, you know. Stephen Mavridis, oh my, Bill, you are the man of the hour. Thank you. That's very kind. I'm along my car's over here. I'm along the railroad tracks here and walking along the river, and you get inspired when I start telling you guys stories. Mark Seeley, hey buddy. Phil Leo, Engelbert Humperdinck, Tony Bennett, and Engelbert Humperdinck had that one great song. And it was, well, he probably has more than that, but, well, I'll sing you to sleep after the lovin' with a song I just wrote yesterday. That was a great song. I don't know all the words, but that was an amazing song. Boxing MMA, how are you? Milwaukee Civilian, Mark Seeley, are you a Longhorns or Sooners fan? Kim Goon, what's your topic today? I was just talking about Gonzalo Lopez when we first started out. And then, of course, I was talking about the love triangle murder in Austin, Texas. Michelle Ballard, thank you so much for the $3.99 super chat. Very much appreciated. Cat Aussie Girl, Michael Marcasilli, My Way. That's another great song. I'm not going to sing all these songs, guys, but they're great, great songs. You're right. Frank Sinatra sang some iconic, amazing. Of course, you know, the song that we all know on the NYPD, they play at every NYPD graduation, is New York, New York. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. That's not an easy song to sing either. All these tunes, you know. But I'm getting back in the car, guys. And now I'll be able to see the chat better. But I actually could see it pretty good. Lieutenant Pete or Sergeant Bill, what do you guys think about Ron Kuby? Look, Ron Kuby made a living out of representing radical defendants. Larry Davis, Ron Kuby cut his teeth with an attorney named William Kunstler, who represented all the most radical people in New York City. So I mean, look, I can't, you know, put down Ron Kuby. He's a defense attorney. That's what he does, you know. If I was going to put down Ron Kuby, wouldn't I have to put down the whole process of our system? You know, look, he's not one of my favorites, I'll put it that way. because he represented Larry Davis, who shot like 10 cops, him and William Kunstler. And he always takes the antithesis, the defendants against the police. And, of course, I don't, that's not my thing. But, so guys, 85 people in the chat, 83 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Boxing MMA, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Great to have you here along the Hudson River here. I used to do, sometimes when it's really nice out, I would do coffee with Cannon or backyard beverage. My pool is, they're just, I don't know if it's going to be ready for the weekend, but they started, hey, Joanne Blasich, how are you? Great to see you, Joanne. Good to see you. I have a pool guy because I don't know how to do all that pool stuff, built-in pool. But right now it looks like swamp water. I'm hoping this weekend it can clean up. They shocked the pool. They put all of that stuff in it. And I'm hoping that it could be ready for this weekend. I'm going to start the car, guys, so don't get alarmed when you hear this. But we were at 90 or 91. I don't know if I'm going to reach 100 today. I don't know if I did reach 100 when I was taking the walk. I probably didn't. But if I can get 11 more, I'll be at 100. Edward Stackpole, Jerome Kern wrote The Way You Look. Yeah. Oh, is that who wrote that? Jerome Kern. Great, great, great song, The Way You Look Tonight. Yeah. Amazing song, And Shorty 140, did you grow up in New York City? I grew up on Long Island. I sort of did it the reverse way. I was born in Astoria, Queens. I grew up on Long Island. Went to college in Buffalo, Nassau Community, and then Buffalo State College. Well, you know where Buffalo is. And then when I got out of college, I moved into Manhattan. So I sort of did it in the reverse way. Jane Griffiths, Gabby Cabby has a lovely chat family. You guys all fans of Gabby Cabby, he's all right in my book. He's a hell of a good guy. We're at 91, guys. I need 9 more to make 100. Shorty 140, I was born in Florida, moved to New York. I did it in reverse too. 96, I need 98. 2 more and we're at the century. And then I can die. If I get 100 today, that's it. I've lived my life. I've gotten 100 in the chat on a Tuesday afternoon at 12 noon. That would be amazing. Guys, I still didn't make it. 97 in the chat, 98 thumbs up. Kim Goon, I must be showing up because I haven't donated my dollars to you. Is that how it works? It says 99. I'm seeing 97. Colin Ferguson. I don't want to go into that case. You need a whole show for that. Streamer don't die. Thanks. Richella Prenzo. 1 more. We need 1 more. We'll make 100. Wait, did we make it? I don't see. I see 98. I was at 99 in the chat. 100 thumbs up. I want to see 100 in the chat, and then it's Banjo Zep7. I gotta call Phil Grimaldi as soon as I get off the phone because we wanted to have a guest. We're at 100, guys. That's great. Thank you so much. 100 and 103 thumbs up. You guys are the best. You guys are excellent. Richella says she sees 104. Wow, amazing. That's fantastic. Tonight we're either going on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or we're going to go on at 10 p.m. Because Duty Ron's going on at 8. I don't want to go on the same time as Duty Ron because it will definitely affect the numbers I have. Kim Goon, I mention everyone in the chat. I'm not, I don't, separate those who are members and those who aren't. Logan McGraw, did you and Duty Ron work together? No, we didn't work together. We met through this. We met through doing the podcast. And we know a lot of the same people. But we never worked together when we were both on the job. Banjo Zep7. So guys, I'm at 44 minutes. I got to get off. I didn't plan on doing almost 45 minutes today. Mark Seeley says, become a member. Guys, you can also subscribe to us, and it doesn't cost a thing. Go on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell, and it doesn't cost you a penny. If you want to support us on Patreon or our YouTube family, then it costs money, but you don't have to. I love people just to listen to us, and that's great for us, all right? Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Hopefully I'll see you tonight. I'll put it out there soon what time we're going to be doing the show. But right now it's either going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day. You're the best.